So how exactly do we connect with this infinite quantum field when we're all just so locked in our 3D world of school, work, family, and just everyday life? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 3 ways to connect with that infinite quantum field that's very practical and easy to do. And at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal a really great secret that all the masters, saints, and sages have done to maintain this flow energy coming up. For those of you who have not read Becoming Supernatural from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and yes, it is a bit, but I swear to you, it's a page turner. You won't be able to put it down. It's just that good. And I've read this book about, I think twice, actually reading the words. And then I downloaded the audio version of it, which I listened to, I believe, about 10 times. This is like your quantum field Bible, alright? And in fact, it actually complements the Bible and every single religion, scripture, or spiritual traditions. This video, this book is all going to enhance what you already believe and make it more palpable, more real for you. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm actually going to read the second paragraph in chapter 3 to describe what the infinite quantum field is. So he says here, the quantum or unifying field is an invisible field of energy and information. Remember, energy and information, that's going to be very important for you to really ingrain in your mind, literally. Or you could say a field of intelligence or consciousness that exists beyond space and time. Nothing physical or material exists there. It's beyond anything you can perceive with your senses. This unifying field of energy and information is what governs all the laws of nature. I keep misreading the last part. Scientists have been working to quantify this process so we can more fully understand it. And they are discovering more and more all of the time. And that's because it's quite literally infinite. So we now know that this infinite quantum field is beyond space and time, and that our physical senses cannot perceive it. However, it doesn't mean that we cannot interact with it. You see, we have to use a different sense, the sense of the sensing energy. I call these our psychic senses or psychic abilities, and even beyond that, beyond our psychic senses, lies our conscience or awareness. So we're really going beyond all our senses, even our psychic ones, to perceive this infinite quantum field. Which beautifully leads me to our first way of connecting with the quantum field. Now, I just want to say there are infinite ways to connect with this quantum field. These are the 3 top ways that I use and that Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, and many other spiritual practices encourage for all of us to do. So the first one is body-mind awareness. And the reason why you want to start here, if you're a beginner, or even if you're an advanced meditator, I think that's taught in psychology is that they will have them focus on like a body part, such as the bottom of their foot. So when you focus on the bottom of your feet and you kind of scan your body in different areas like your head, your heart, your hands, right, you'll become aware of different sensations. And the reason for this is that where your attention goes, energy flows. You're putting energy there in that body part, and thus you will become more aware of it. And what Dr. Joe teaches us is that you are practicing a narrow focus when you focus on anything material, especially your body. It can also be staring at a candle or a crystal, something external to you, outside of you. That's totally fine. You're learning to hone your focusing ability and then expand beyond it, which you call open focus. Open focus is what allows you to sense energy, to sense that light and information. I really love how Dr. Joe differentiates that narrow focus to open focus. There's a reason why a lot of Buddhists become enlightened, because they're tapping into literally that quantum field. And the second way to connect with this quantum field is heart-brain coherence. So what you're doing with this technique is you're putting your attention i.e. your energy on your heart center. You're putting more energy there, and you're focusing on an elevated emotion. It could be love, it could be gratitude. I always go with gratitude. It could be joy as well. Physically, what's happening is that your heart, your physical heart, will indeed become engorged with more blood flow there. If you're really feeling like you want to take this to the next level, imagine that heart energy center and feel the energy of your heart expand into the room. This will literally expand your aura up to 9 feet wide. And the reason why you want this to happen, why you want to expand your emotion and your aura, is because all that energy that you've been kind of like stuck in the past or worried about the future, right, is being collapsed into this one moment here and now. For me, that's called collapsing time. Is being centered and actually activating your aura to have more light and information in order to not just heal your body, but create a better future. Select a higher, more optimal timeline that you want to experience in this life. Isn't that awesome? Your heart generates an electromagnetic field. Again, your aura, right? It begins to permeate your entire life. And the coolest part of all this is that the more energy you have in your heart, the more that heart energy goes to your brain. It signals your brain to become more creative, generate ideas, actually have a vision of a beautiful possible future that you can focus on, and actually connect with your higher soul and guides and angels and all that jazz. So again, when you focus on your heart center, that is the seat and the beginning of awareness of your higher self and your divine nature. So the third way to connect with the infinite quantum field, and it's one of my favorites, is focusing solely on the space around you. You can actually create brainwave coherence where you're just focusing on that open space, right? And I love how these techniques really build on each other. That's why I talked about it as in 1, 2, and 3, because it really builds on each other. Dr. Joe says it's the state of creation, your creation mode, right? You went from survival to creation, and you are a mini demigod or god, right? Because that's who we are, able to select and create whatever you want in your future. So now you have more access and more awareness of this infinite invisible quantum field. So once you focus on space, whether it's around your heart, around your feet, around your head, or around your room, you're connecting and becoming more aware of energy, light, and information. And one of the most beautiful meditations that I've ever done, also within Psychic Development Level 2 class that I teach and I've been a student of for many years, and as well as Dr. Joe teaches as well, is connecting with the space and with the entire universe, right? And there's many ways to do this. As you become aware of the endless space and the universe, it goes on forever. There's no limit. It's like you're at the edge of the universe, but you're really not, because there's more. That edge keeps expanding, and science has proven this. So yeah, you really are focusing on the endless, the infinite. Our physical brains can't comprehend it, but we can become more aware of it. As you do this meditation, your brainwaves become more coherent, more organized. So what you essentially are doing is becoming more aware of light and information, and there's infinite light and information. And the more you do this, the more that divine, infinite intelligence organizes not only your physical brain into coherence, but your heart. I love how Dr. Joe describes it. He says, become no body, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. You're just an observer. And there is an infinite observer, your divine consciousness behind your everyday consciousness, right? and that conscience is always looking at you. And when you do any of these techniques, what you're doing is you're slowly turning your head towards that consciousness, that divine God or goddess, spirit, 5D, the Christ, the Buddha. Many names, it's all the same thing. But I will say, and we all have different experiences all along the way as we begin turning our focus back to source, back to that divine intelligence that literally creating order in this chaotic universe, right? This presence, this consciousness is gonna organize your entire life the more you do this. It's what's leading to the secret of the masters, of the saints, the sages, and it is this. They practice this day in, day out, every hour of the day. And as you become good at this, and even a master at connecting with this infinite quantum field, your body, mind, spirit become more whole. You become more holy. You become more divine than human. You become more energy than matter. That's where we all come from. So while we are literally out here in the streets of the 3D world, right? We're out here pretending to be humans, having these very human experiences. We can also remember is what Dr. Joe said. Meditation means is to become more familiar with. And so become more familiar with that quantum field because you're listening for your very life. Literally. It's a life force. In my next video, I'll be talking about God consciousness and how that manifests through you with your own individual talents, abilities, psychic abilities, spiritual gifts on every level. Make sure you subscribe so that you won't miss that video. And also comment down below which one of these will you be using, which one have you already done, either intentionally or by accident. Again, when you have more intent and energy to doing this, the more likely you'll connect even faster and more easier. Definitely more easier. Alright, with that said, all my quantum love to you.